Now, Rick Chambers, Diane Diaz, Paul Johnson on Southern California's #1 station for news, the Channel 4 News Weekend.
'Twas the night before Oscar, and all around the shrine, last-minute preparations before the stars come to shine. Yes, less than 24 hours until the big event, and as of right now, there is still a whole lot of work left to be done. Hello, everyone. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Diane Diaz.
And I'm Rick Chambers. Our top story at 11 o'clock. The night before the Oscars certainly isn't an easy one for the nominees or for the work crews who are trying to make sure that everything is just perfect when Hollywood's movers and shakers show up tomorrow. Watching all of these last-minute touches are Doug Kriegel. He's live at the shrine. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Rick. One man was arrested here for trying to breach Oscar security. Turns out he's a comedian self-promoter who wrote a book entitled No Ticket, No Problem. Well, tonight, he's got a problem. Security at the Oscars is no laughing matter, say officials. Here's where comedian Scott Kerwin tried to sneak into the Shrine Auditorium. Kerwin wrote the book, No Ticket, No Problem, How to Sneak In Anywhere. But tonight he's in jail.
Caught Mr. Kerwin a couple of steps into our lobby to my left, and about 4 p.m. he was arrested by Los Angeles police officers and taken to the LAPD Southwest Division to be booked on a charge of misdemeanor trespassing.
This evening, inside the dining room where the governor's ball will be held, technicians were rehearsing the laser light show that will flash across the ceiling as people dine on salmon, lamb chops, and mashed potatoes. Journalists from all over the world are here. This television crew from Russia, two men who grew up under communism, somehow they expected more, bigger.
I'm not very impressed, I can say.
Why not?
Probably tomorrow I will be impressed enough.
Oscars by the truckload arrived today to be used as decoration. Tonight, the red carpet area, where the stars will tread and schmooze, is still covered. Many of these people will work all night and love it.
I feel 12 years old again, and it's full of hope and promise and imminent.
What a guy, he still loves it. This big one-day event is creating a week's worth of work for several thousand people in the Southland. Tonight, there's a powerful sense of anticipation among people who've been working very hard here. Live at the Shrine Auditorium, Doug Kriegel, Channel 4 News. Rick.
All right, Doug, thanks for that. Of course, we will be bringing you all of the dazzle of the Oscars tomorrow. Our live coverage from the Shrine Auditorium starts with the arrivals at 4 o'clock, and you'll see the stars right here on the Channel 4 News.
Other news right now, investigators are still trying to determine what caused a huge explosion in a public housing apartment in New York City tonight. Firefighters raced to the 20-story building in Harlem. The blast on the 16th floor started a 3-alarm fire and knocked out windows. More than 24 people have been hospitalized. Residents say it sounded like a bomb went off when that huge explosion happened. But officials suspect it was a gas leak that may be to blame.
Back here in L.A., the Highway Patrol is looking into some disturbing reports of rocks being thrown at cars on the freeway. It happened at least 3 times over the past 24 hours, all on the 91 freeway in Fullerton. Now, the attackers used rocks and big pieces of concrete. This may bring to mind that rash of attacks on the Southland freeways last year. But investigators say those incidents seem to be a little more isolated. And 2 people are hurt tonight after their car went over a cliff near Malibu. The car fell about 100 feet. This happened about 9 o'clock near Mulholland Highway and Los Virgenes Road. One of the people in this car managed to walk up the hillside to get help. The other, though, had to be airlifted to the hospital. And it is still not clear exactly what caused that accident. Diane.
The first members of a U.S. military task force have arrived in Central Africa tonight. They are preparing for a possible evacuation of U.S. civilians from Zaire. The Americans flew from Aviano, Italy to the Congo. They could be called on to airlift U.S. civilians out of Zaire. Rebel troops in Zaire are threatening to unseat President Mobutu Sese Seko, who has been critically ill. Christians in Los Angeles and throughout the world are getting ready for Easter tonight. Their Holy Week began today with Palm Sunday. Thousands of Catholics jammed St. Peter's Square, many of them waving palm and olive branches. Pope John Paul II began a rigorous week by celebrating Mass. Palm Sunday is the start of Holy Week, the time of year when Christians recall Christ's crucifixion and resurrection on Easter Sunday.
Diane, some sad news tonight about that pilot who was critically burned when his vintage airplane crashed last week in Pacoima. 32-year-old Jordan Kaplan died this morning with his family at his side. Kaplan had third-degree burns over about 92 to 93% of his body. Doctors say his injuries, though, were just too massive to survive. And the FBI is once again investigating the theory that a missile may have brought down TWA Flight 800. Investigators have apparently pinpointed the place where someone most likely would have had to have been to fire an off-the-shoulder held missile. That would be in a boat about 5 miles east of where that plane came down. Investigators say that if a missile hit that plane, the shooter would have fired towards the plane's nose, not the rear of the airplane. Investigators are still trying to figure out if a missile, or maybe a bomb or a mechanical problem, caused that deadly crash.
Rick, a bizarre robbery attempt in Maine, but the suspect wasn't hard to find. He walked into a convenience store during a snowstorm carrying a 3-foot sword. But what really caught the cashier's attention? The man was naked. The suspect reportedly tried to take some beer, and when asked what he was doing, he said he was thirsty and then just left. Well, the clerk called police, and of course, the police had no trouble finding him just a few blocks away.
No doubt about that. You know, this has been a big night for stargazers, a triple feature up in the heavens. The comet Hale-Bopp was visible along with a lunar eclipse and Mars. Now, the eclipse was partially visible across much of the United States, but of course here in the Southland, the clouds up there obscured the view. The Earth's shadow gradually, though, concealed the full moon, with the peak of this coverage coming about 8:40 our time. And when the eclipse was at its peak, there was an exceptional view of Mars in many parts of this country. The eclipse also made it a bit easier to view the Hale-Bopp comet. Hale-Bopp will probably be the biggest and the brightest comet visible in our lifetime. So if you missed it tonight, you can still see Hale-Bopp after sunset in the northwestern part of the sky for the next couple of weeks. It is also visible before sunrise in the northeastern part of the sky.
A former president is planning to do something pretty daring tomorrow. George Bush is going parachuting. That's right, the 72-year-old ex-president, used to more ceremonial functions these days, is actually going to leap out of an airplane. His spokesman says the reasons are personal, but it does have to do with World War II. Bush, you may remember, had to bail out of his crippled bomber during the war. The jump is scheduled for tomorrow in Arizona.
We'll keep our fingers crossed
yeah,
for that.
Wish him a happy birthday.
You know, before the glamour and the glitz tomorrow night, there was one final award show today, but there was no star power at this award ceremony because they were recognizing the worst pictures of '96, and we're going to tell you who they chose when we come back.
And you can see for yourself, the clouds are gathering. Could it rain on the Stars Parade? We'll have the AccuWeather forecast next. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Sunday Night Sports, from the tears of losing to a smile on his face. Tonight, we'll talk with UCLA coach Steve Lavin about the Bruins' emotional NCAA run. The Angels and Jim Abbott could be on the verge of parting ways. There's good news and bad for the Ducks in their playoff chase. And while Shaq was in Orlando today, he's also in a new and hilarious commercial. Sunday Night Sports is coming up.
America! What is it like floating in space? What? Do you ever get a chance to sleep?
It used to be that we just launched rockets into space.
What about the whole yoga?
Today, through distance learning, MCI can launch entire schools.
You are witnessing, in its entirety, the Volkswagen sales pitch.
You want to take it for a spin?
During our national test drive event, you can lease a Jetta GL for just $169 a month on a 2-year no-hassle lease, which means for the next 2 years, all you have to do is put in the gas. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Fresh air. Fresh water, and something to make your heart sing like a nightingale on a warm summer's eve. The world needs more Canada.
It was a very grim story for us. Our plant was closing. Going to lose 88 jobs. The local manager of the Walmart store gave me an appointment.
He says, those Walmart commercials, is that for real? The Made in USA program gets a commitment, and I did everything I could to make it happen. Jim called me up. He says, I got a truck rolling in my back door. We got orders going out.
Well, I'm glad we helped them out. Thanks to Walmart, we've saved 88 American jobs.
Welcome back. We'll have to wait until tomorrow to see who wins the Oscars, but tonight we know who got a Razzie. Not hard to guess. The Razzies were handed out tonight in Hollywood. The award is no honor, for sure. It's for the worst that Hollywood has to offer. And the big winner this year, Striptease. It got 6 Razzies, including Worst Picture, Worst Actress, and Worst Director. These are the 17th annual Golden Raspberry Awards, and by the way, not one star showed up tonight.
Well, it's kind of rough, I would say.
A little rough.
Okay, we want to talk about the weather right now, what it's going to be like on Oscar night. It's not going to rain, Paul, on all those gowns and tuxes, huh?
No, it's going to be a nice night tomorrow. Be cool. It's going to be clear. It's going to be great. You'll have another chance to see Hale-Bopp. You'll have a chance to see Mars and all the stars out tomorrow night. Let's take a look outside tonight, looking over at Echo Park at the Lagoon. While you enjoy the view, let's check some numbers for you. At a high downtown, 63 degrees today, low 57. It is now currently 59, humidity 75%. Looking at the barometer, 30.04 rising, winds west at 5. Almanac information, normal high and low. Sunrise and sunset times for you. All right, let's go to our West Coast graphic. This low-pressure storm moving to the east of us. Clouds are going to be moving east, and least of all, high-pressure system moving in. Now, what that means for us, partly cloudy in the morning hours, a little coastal fog. It's going to be mostly sunny for the rest of the week, and we're going to start to warm things up. Jet stream moving to the north, high-pressure ridge. That means offshore flow, and that means much warmer temperatures. Looks like Wednesday is going to be our warmest day. We can expect good to moderate air quality throughout the Los Angeles basin. Let's check the overnight lows. If you're waiting out at the Shrine tonight, not too bad. A lot of temperatures in the low to the mid-50s in the valleys along the coastal areas. Here are the highs for tomorrow. Going to start to warm things up for you. Highs tomorrow in the valleys into the upper 70s. Some of the warm spots into the low 80s possibly. 70s along the coast. Here's the 5-day forecast for you. 76 for a high tomorrow. Offshore flow, kind of a mild Santa Ana by Wednesday. We'll be up in the mid to the upper 80s. And just a slight cool down toward the end of the week. But a good Oscar night coming up. It's going to be clear skies, beautiful night. You're going to love it.
Right, thanks. As we continue tonight, UCLA basketball coach Steve Lavin talks to Carlos on the day after the Bruins season came to an emotional finish.
Plus, it's the new craze for all you thrill seekers. We'll tell you where you can find this wild ride in the sky.
It's the Academy Awards with NBC4 like you've never seen before. The best pictures, the best celebrities, the best coverage. We're live when the stars arrive. Join Fred Rogan and our A-list of reporters for Hollywood's biggest night. The winner is NBC4, even before the first envelopes open. Your official Oscar station. NBC4 at the Oscars, Monday on the Channel 4 News, starting at 4.
93 FM, Southern California's classic rock station.
Is that not a sexy utility vehicle?
So I really appreciate the standard V8 engine of the Mercury.
It's got plenty of power, pulls the jet ski. You don't even know it's there.
The mountain bike goes in the back of the Mountaineer.
Lots of room for lots of stuff.
Rides great, just like a luxury car.
Everything about it looks great.
My vehicle works extremely well for my business as well as my family.
I did not think you could have such passion for metal and rubber as I do for my truck.
You couldn't ask for anything more.
They really did a quality job.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
Hey, Black, leave a check! Get him! Black, put a body on it! Put a body on the check! Put a body on the check! Don't let it through! You gotta stop him for paint! You got a block here now! Oh, don't get Lubercheck! Somebody stop Lubercheck! Stop Lubercheck! Stop Lubercheck! I guess that 120 first! What? Are you sure we have a good dental plan? Yeah, we got Delta!
That's good.
No one protects you like Delta Dental. We have a plan to keep you smiling.
Here it comes.
Relentless power, amazing agility, and a sleek, muscular shape. Introducing the all-new Tiburon. Its name means shark.
Where do you see the red one?
Look out. It's a whole new Hyundai.
Paul, Colleen, Fritz, and Fred. The Channel 4 News at 5, working for you.
Coming up next on Sunday Night Sports, the fight for the final two spots in the Final Four. There was the battle between two traditional powerhouses and the face-off between the two Cinderellas to determine who would go to Indy. Also, the day after an emotional end of the season, UCLA Bruins coach Steve Lavin joins us in the studio. Sunday Night Sports coming up next.
Closed captioning on NBC4 is made possible with sponsorship from Robinson's May.
Mexico, a country of endless mystery and romance. A land where the past meets the present and the unexpected becomes expected. Discover the mysteries of our rich culture and the romance of our beautiful beaches. Come to Mexico and discover for yourself the spirit of this exotic country. Come to Mexico today and begin an endless journey.
Network computing from Sun Microsystems sorts all the freight flying into and out of Hong Kong. Serves as the backbone of what you know as the Internet and manages the power grid for large parts of North America. Imagine then the chaos, frustration, and darkness of a world without sun. Since the network is the computer has to be sun.
Los Angeles is coming back, and Mayor Dick Reardon's leading the way. 2,000 new cops, the largest force in city history. Neighborhood police stations and expanded patrols. A new job-friendly approach at City Hall that's helped create 30,000 new jobs. The Children Youth Families Commission to make sure LA's children grow up healthy, safe, and strong. And no new taxes. A good start from our great mayor. And he works for us for just $1 a year. Mayor Dick Reardon, turning Los Angeles around.
Just because somebody moves away, he doesn't stop being my friend, you know. Some of my best friends in the whole world I may not recognize right off the bat, you know, because I haven't seen them in 20 years. I still talk to them all the time.
I guess I have to say doctor.
That's why I think GTE is such a good value. I can call anyone in the country for 14 cents a minute anytime I want.
Well, run me.
Because I don't have any off-peak friends.
From Elvis to Elton, Toyota's 40th anniversary spring sales event celebrates our 4 rockin' and rollin' decades in America. For a limited time, get 1.9% financing on any new 97 Tacoma, or choose $1,000 cash back, and get 1.9% financing on any new 97 T100, or even choose $1,500 cash back. Hurry, buy or lease today. Your Toyota dealer's 40th anniversary spring sales event ends soon.
Goodness gracious, whip all the bar.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Sports. And, of course, the Lakers did not have Shaquille O'Neal in the lineup for their first game in Orlando since the Diesel left the Magic for L.A. last summer. Shaq is still a few weeks away from returning from a knee injury. The Lakers were lucky to have Nick Van Exel for the game after his controversial comments about the refs in Friday night's loss at Miami. After insinuating the officials had a bet on the game, Van Exel was fined $10,000 by the league, but not suspended.
You know, I apologize and everything, and, you know, I was upset at the time I made the comment, and just, like, quick to judge those guys for the job that they did that night, and, you know, I apologize and everything, but, you know, that's about it. Everybody's, you know, a little upset that we lost to Miami, so, you know, we're going to be ready.
Nick may have been sorry about his comments in Miami, but he was wrong about being ready today in Orlando. First quarter, Lakers breaking, but Jerome Kersey is going to the dunk. Magic back the other way. Easy breaking. Nice dish to Horace Grant, and he's going to get the slam. No problem for them. Magic led by 15. Lakers coach Del Harris not happy, telling somebody get in there. Somebody do something. We're awful. Still in the first period, off the Laker miss. Magic break it again. This time, Ronnie Cycli's going to slam it down. The Magic were up by 17 after one, and the Lakers missed 20 out of 24 shots in the quarter. Lakers didn't do anything right. Meantime, off the Magic free throw by Derek Strong, Van Exel stripped on the inbounds by Brian Shaw. Here we go. Give me that thing. And he scores. Magic Johnson, he was there, and all he could do was roll his eyes. The Orlando Magic was up by 28 at the half. Second half, more of the same. Eddie Jones lost the ball at the foul line. Where is that thing? In fact, in a mad scramble, of course, who else? The Magic come up with it. Then Penny Hardaway dances his way down the lane for the pretty left-handed shot. It was ugly, folks. Orlando wins in a blowout, 110-84, leaving the Lakers to contemplate their worst loss of the season. As for Shaq in Orlando, he more or less stayed away from the game. He did drive to the arena about an hour before tip-off to drop off some friends, but then he turned around and left and did not return. He's due back in L.A. tomorrow to continue rehab on that injured knee. Well, in a way, it's still hard to believe, but if the season ended today, the Lakers, or rather the Clippers, would be in the playoffs. Currently, they're in the 7th spot in the West with 16 games to go. The first of those final 16 came this evening. Hosting the Spurs at the Sports Arena, both clubs masquerading as teams we usually don't recognize. The Clippers as a playoff team, and the Spurs headed for the lottery. First half, Brent Barry comes up with the no-look to Lorenzen Wright. Barry, 14.7 assists. There's one of them there. Clippers up by 12 at the break. Former heavyweight champ Michael Spinks was having a grand old time. And why not? To the second half, Clippers put it away. Off the steal, it's going to go ahead to Barry for the finish. Malik Sealy added a season high of 30 as the Clippers rolled over the Spurs 106-91. Later, Steve Lavin joins us, and he'll tell us why he has something to smile about. But next, the Wildcats have to get rough with Providence to earn a trip to the Final Four.
Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends. Stay. The lines are our friends.
Now you can go way outside the lines during the Isuzu Great Escape event. Right now, Isuzu is offering $1,500 cash back or low 1.9% APR financing on the 1997 Isuzu Rodeo, the 190 horsepower escape vehicle. Hurry into your Isuzu dealer because the Isuzu Great Escape event ends March 31st.
You're gonna find a surprise to light up your eyes with a smile that makes your day. And you know that the price is always nice, 'cause that's the Walmart way. Walmart, there's a smile on every aisle.
Easter is just around the corner, and we have been overrun by bunnies, not to mention baskets and candy and bonnets.
Walmart, there's a smile on every aisle.
Hey, keeping in shape? Uh-huh. You know, Columbia has lots of ways for seniors to stay healthy. They've got nutrition experts, geriatric specialists, cardiac specialists. They even fill prescriptions. Pretty much whatever you need, they've got it. Thanks for the tip. No problem. So how far are you guys going?
About 6 miles.
Huh. Well, you go on ahead. I've got some interviews. I used to play ball.
In the future, a world of news will be at your fingertips. You'll be cyber surfing the superhighway. Someday the news will be continuously updated. Someday one simple click.
Hey,
click.
I already got that.
Click on search, click on topic, click on...
Click this.
All news, all the time. KFWB, News 98.
Anytime, any place.
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Okay, I'll be right there. Bye. Honey, have you seen the rest of Mommy's drawing? Like it?
Bop-a-loo-bop-a-wop, bam, boom, tutti frutti, all Rudy, tutti frutti, all Rudy, ah, tutti frutti, all Rudy, wop, bop-a-loo-bop-a-wop, bam, boom.
Office